Hello my gorgeous people, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a brand new video and the setup. Okay, we're finally gotten a setup established. Now it's not completely done. I do want to add a little bit more color in the background because it's definitely very muted, and I'm hoping that the lighting is doing what it's got to do because I played around with this a whole lot. So I'm praying that this video comes out great and we have a new professional setup. But today I am going to be talking about fragrances that I think are just absolutely spectacular for a wedding day. This is the second video that I'm doing for bridal fragrances because I just think so many people don't know what to wear on their wedding day, and I want to give you guys some really unique options that will definitely make you stand out. Please continue watching, and if you're new to the channel and you've never subscribed, or you've seen my videos and you've never subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe because it means so much. Hit that like button because it helps the algorithm show my video to more and more people, and leave a comment down below because I love chatting with you guys. Let's jump into it. I have to say this lighting from here is looking pretty bomb because the glow is popping. Like, my skin is glowing. Hopefully when I start to edit this video it's gonna be the same, but just looking at the viewfinder, honey, this is looking really good. But let's go ahead and talk about these fragrances. I'm going to start off with a couple of fragrances that are actually new to my collection, but I am so obsessed with them. I am so obsessed with them, and I don't know why it took me so long to add them to my collection. I think that they are very unique, they stand out, and they really are going to be such a memorable scent for a bride and, you know, even a wedding guest. If you really want to, like, you know, stand out, which don't take the spark from the bride, this is absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to start with Tameen. This brand has so many gorgeous scents to select from, but this scent, Patiala, is the one that captured my heart. This fragrance smells absolutely divine. To me is warm, it's still very fresh and like airy at the same time. It's a floral fragrance, so definitely beautiful florals in here, but in the most exquisite, unique way. There are notes of rose, amber. There is such a beautiful concoction in this fragrance, and I think that it makes one of those DNAs that you can pinpoint all of the notes in this fragrance. You can just feel this fragrance, and that's what I love about this particular scent. It is another great DNA for layering with other fragrances, but on its own it's definitely a gorgeous fragrance that I can honestly say has become my signature scent. From the moment I tried out a sample, I knew immediately that I needed a full-size bottle. This is so exquisite. If you love the DNA of Baccarat Rouge 540 from MFK, you are going to absolutely need this one in your collection. It is that good. Oh my God. As soon as you smell it, there's this like airy, fresh quality to this fragrance that really takes your breath away. It smells so clean, so sophisticated, so effortless, but still very, very unique. I absolutely love this one, and I can just so much see a bride wearing this on her beautiful day and feeling absolutely incredible. So the next fragrance is one that I will absolutely say you need to sample before you buy a full-size bottle, in my opinion, because I feel like it's not going to be for everyone, but if you do love this DNA, you are going to be swept away and fall in love with this fragrance. This is from none other than Xerjoff, one of the most elegant fragrance brands that I have in my collection. Everything about Xerjoff just really impresses me. The attention to detail, the creativity, the story behind each fragrance. Like, this brand is absolutely spectacular and definitely something you should check out for yourself, read up about it and all of the scents that they have. This particular fragrance is called Apollonia, and the bottle is divine. Like, this bottle is definitely one of my favorite bottles in my collection. I absolutely love the way that this looks. It's just beautiful. Now, this scent is a musky white floral scent. There is orris in here, there is musk of course in here, and it's clean but a little animalic. So it definitely comes off really different on the skin, and something that you want to spray, let it sit, let it marinate, and then decide for yourself. But for me, it's so unique that it just gives off that clean girl vibes. It's very soft, it's very wearable, but in the most unique way. It's a musky scent in my collection that is different from any other of my musk scents. Now, I do say that it's a little animalic. It's not too animalic on me, so it's not like off-putting or anything, but it just adds a little like a bit of this like sensuality vibe to this fragrance, making it stand out more than just your average musky scent. And I'm just gonna spray this on a blotter just to quickly remind myself once again. The atomizer is beautiful. Ooh. That opening is gorgeous. The opening is very light, it's airy. It's almost like a cloud, okay, of notes of fragrances that just is like a breath of fresh air, very light and airy. And then it starts to dry down and you are definitely gonna get that musky scent. So if you love a good musk, this is something you wanna try. It's like a clean musk, but not all the way clean, because I definitely get that animalic vibe in the dry down. When I close my eyes and I think of this fragrance, it's like pure. It's like elegant and like timeless and a little powdery, but not overly powdery, because I can't do overly powdery scents. But again, you want something unique, you want something on the musky DNA side, you should absolutely try this one. Oh, the white florals that I'm getting in here, it just provides a little creaminess. I don't get a ton of like this true floral vibe to this fragrance. In all its entirety, I would get more of the clean kind of white musk, a little powdery, a little creamy, very sophisticated, very appropriate for any time of the day. But if you are having a daytime wedding, this is perfect. Something unique, something to try and consider. Get yourself a sample on Twisted Lily. And a lot of these fragrances that I'm talking about, you can go ahead and grab them on Twisted Lily. They are partnering me for this video today. I always love, love, love to work with Twisted Lily. You guys have heard about them on my channel time and time again, because it's a place that I trust, that I get my quality niche fragrances from. So use my code Karina10 to get 10% off your entire order. I will link all of these fragrances down below. And once again, thank you Twisted Lily for partnering with me on this video. Next fragrance that I have is from Parfums de Marly. I actually have two fragrances from Parfums de Marly that I feel like are just absolutely exquisite and perfect for a bride. I'm gonna get the most obvious one out of the way, which is of course Delina. You can go for the original Delina or Delina exclusive. I prefer the original. This fragrance has a special place in my heart because it was one of the first niche fragrances that I ever tried, and it opened my eyes to an entire new world of fragrances, and I never looked back ever since. This is such a unique, one-of-a-kind rose fragrance. Even if you don't like rose fragrances, I implore you to try Delina from Parfums de Marly. It is so exquisite, it's so intoxicating. It has the performance of beast mode fragrances without it being overly powering, where it's going to annoy people. The scent trail that it leaves is so gorgeous that anyone around you is going to be happy to smell you, okay? It just has this beautiful, creamy yet sharp DNA. It's a unique concoction of different notes that really made such a unique fragrance. In this fragrance, you are going to get notes of lychee, rhubarb, rose, peony, vanilla. There's musk in here too. There is, I believe, cedar or some sort of sandalwood note. Oh my God, that opening really gets you. The rhubarb really is in the forefront when you open this fragrance. And the best memory that I have of this scent was when I first started wearing it. I worked in retail and I wore this during the time where things were closing down, we had to wear masks. And I remember a gentleman came to find a fragrance for his wife. And I went to 3 different counters showing him a bunch of different fragrances that he could get for his wife. And he literally stopped me and said, okay, you've shown me a lot of fragrances, but none of them smell like you. What are you wearing? Because I can literally smell you through the mask. And unfortunately, we did not sell Delina where I worked at. So I had to write down on a piece of paper the name of the fragrance, where he could get it. And that is the best memory that I have of Delina. True story. Any bride would be absolutely amazing in their beautiful day, their gorgeous dress, and this fragrance. It would make the perfect combination. Now, along with Delina from Parfums de Marly, I'm also going to recommend the brand new Valaya. This fragrance, I feel like, is such a beautiful scent for a bride. Now, I'm going to take it another step and I'm going to say, layer these two. Okay, layer these two, because you are going to get the best of both worlds. You're going to get the uniqueness from Delina with that rose and that rhubarb and that lychee and that peony. And then you're going to get this beautiful sort of, how can I describe Valaya? Okay, it's powdery, but not overly powdery. It's very suave. It almost, when I close my eyes, the texture of this fragrance is like silk, silky powder on your fingertips, and you're just rubbing it. That's when I think of Valaya. Satin sheets, that's how I think of Valaya. It's very gentle, pure, relaxing. It has a very unique DNA, to be quite honest with you guys. And on its own, it's still absolutely captivating. It's very perfect for a bride, but mixed in with Delina, if you want to add a little bit more pizzazz, they smell stunning together. This has a really beautiful citrusy opening, kind of bright, fresh, airy, zesty, and then it dries down to this mellowed out silkiness of a fragrance, a little musky, a little powdery. It smells feminine to me, very, very feminine. And I can see this on a bride that is a little bit more reserved. You're not so like loud and bubbly. Maybe you are a little bit more in your own bubble. You're just that kind of personality. I think this would be such a gorgeous scent for someone who is wearing a lot of lace. I truly get the aldehydes in this fragrance. It just gives that like cloud-like feeling. And for the fruity notes, they're not so much in the opening, except for that zesty, I think it's like lemon in here, if I'm not mistaken. I get that. And the floral tones just bring like that freshness again to this fragrance. It is a scent that I feel like is blended so well that you can't pinpoint every note in here. Like with Delina, you could definitely get that rhubarb and that lychee and the rose. But with Valaya, the concoction of this fragrance is so well done that it's almost hard to really smell it and be like, ooh, there's definitely this and this. You definitely will get that zestiness, but there's so much more to this fragrance and it is absolutely beautiful. So again, you can wear these separately or you can pair these up to make the most unique standalone fragrance for your wedding day. The next scent that I have is one that is another rose scent. It's very simple. The DNA of this one is not overly complicated, super easy to understand, but it's a fragrance that I feel like if you're having a daytime wedding, if you're having a wedding with lots of florals and greenery, springtime, this is going to be such a stunning scent, even for fall, where the leaves are falling down, it's a little bit wet, but you have a lot of floral arrangements going on in your wedding. This is Rose 31 from Labo. You guys can see that I love this scent. Like I am almost done with this bottle. I cannot believe, because this is a 100 ml bottle, but I just adore this scent. Every time I wear it, I feel so elegant, so put together without doing the most. Every time I walk into a room, this scent just leaves a trail. Like literally, I'm walking, I'm leaving, and you could still be smelled in that room. This is a scent that I get a ton of compliments from men and women. This is one that definitely people love to smell on me. And it's a very simple, the DNA. It's very like musky, clean, rose, like fresh rose. That's how I get this fragrance. There is a little bit of green tones in here and a sharp, musky dry down. A little bit woody, but more of like a creamy, woody vibe. But it's one of my most simple DNAs in my fragrances, but it's one that I always get so much compliments, so many questions. And I have layered this with Le Labo's Another 13, and both of them paired together. Exquisite, definitely something that you can try out if you don't want just a single fragrance because you're worried that someone else, you know, a guest might come and be wearing the same fragrance as you, and you really just want to stand out and be the star of the show, which you should. It's your wedding day. Try pairing this up with Another 13 from the same brand, Le Labo, and that combination is actually pretty amazing. Okay, they combine so beautifully and layer so nicely. And again, beast mode power, like a simple DNA rose fragrance that sometimes don't have a ton of lasting power. This one definitely lasts on my clothes, on myself for a really long time. I overspray, but with Le Labo, I do find that there are some quality fragrances, specifically Rose 31 and Another 13, that really linger for hours. So check this one out if you are a rose girl. So the next fragrance that I'm going to mention is one that is a new release, and there's definitely a lot of mixed reviews, but I personally think that the collection is beautiful, and on their own, I personally probably would not wear them on my wedding day, but together I would absolutely wear them on my wedding day. And I am talking about, of course, Kayali, the wedding collection. We have Silk Santal and Velvet Santal, and both of them together create such an intoxicating scent. They are definitely different from one another. We have Silk Santal, which is a very vanillic kind of scent to me. It's a little bit citrusy, like I get a little bit of a lemony vibe in this one. And then we have Velvet Santal, which to me is definitely a true Santal scent. I get a lot of the sandalwood in this one. It's a little bit more spicy. There's a bit of a tea note, herbally aspect to it. I find this one very feminine and this one quite masculine, but when I combine them, it's like the best of both worlds. They smell really intoxicating, really sexy, unique, and they stand out. Combining them also makes the longevity of them last a lot longer. I personally do wear this one quite a lot. I have quite a bit of a dent already, and I haven't had this for a ton of time, and I don't really wear this one. My husband does, but on date nights I have worn these two together, and I think they are really unique, really gorgeous, and they complement each other so well. And then last but not least, this is a fragrance that I've only had in my collection for a couple of days, but I already know that it is so special. It's going to be on rotation for me, and I think it's such a beautiful scent that is super attractive, very likable, but still stands out. And this is Lamar Kajal. This scent has been around for a really long time, not that long actually, a couple of years, and I had never really set my eyes on it until recently, and I went ahead and got myself a bottle, and I am obsessed with this scent. It kind of reminds me of Delina, I'm not gonna lie. It kind of has that vibe of Delina. It's a beautiful fruity floral, and the rose, the way that this dries down with the rose and the fruits, it just makes such a delicious scent. In the opening, you're going to get the most juiciest fragrance notes, which is pineapple, berries, red apple. I think there's cardamom in here. And that just brings you to your knees. Like, that combination of fruits is absolutely delicious. And then in the dry down, you got to give it about, I want to say like 20 minutes. That's when you're going to get the rose note. The rose note is like a deep rose note. It is so beautiful. I already knew without looking at notes when I sprayed this and I let it dry down that there was Turkish rose and Bulgarian rose, because those two rose notes are very like almost spicy and dark. They're not like that fresh rose note, and it is just so gorgeous. Like, the blend of this is stunning. On paper, you're definitely going to grab more of the fruity tones like the pineapple, but on my skin, the rose really pulls through in the dry down, and it creates such a stunning fragrance. It's sensual yet elegant at the same time. Now, a lot of people consider this unisex because if you check the reviews, most of the reviews are done by men, but on me, it pulled feminine. Like on me, I definitely got that sharp, beautiful, spicy, warm rose tone in combination with the florals and the fruity tones. It made such a standalone fragrance. I'm so glad that I have it in my collection. And if you're looking for a rose combination with fruits, tropical fruits, definitely get you this one. If you're like a sexy bride, you absolutely need it. So guys, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and saw something new and cool today. I will link all of these fragrances down below in my description box. I hope you loved some of the scents that I suggested. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the support. Don't forget to subscribe and use my code Karina10 on Twisted Lily to get 10% off. And I will see you all in the next video. Ciao!